is Black Series Edition LLC, and soon changes coming to Crystal Edge Technology screens. I am prepping the case right now. So I told you before, a lot of this gaming technologies, PCs that we're building, this is actually wrapped around something larger that we're doing. So basically, I'm going to be in the process of actually building a third website. This is going to be involving for the gaming community. As I told you before, we have several different forms of technology engineered for the gaming community. We have a new version of a kind of a ad tech spray-on application for PC cases to be able to display gaming of this many cases. I'm going to be building one when I put together my portable gaming PC for that. I got several companies involved, gaming lounges that are involved in basically some of the applications that we're developing for different forms of gaming screens. So we got some front and rear. The Apex Gamer is going to be converted to a front and rear technology. That's going to be fantastic for gaming simulators because, you know, if you're doing a simulator, you can't exactly have the projector in front of you, or actually in back of you, because that's going to be your shadow casting onto the screen. You have to make this up front and rear, so that way you can have your projector in the back. So, you know, just a lot of things that we're working on. I got a couple more cases. I actually want to show off the Flex technology, which is a portable small screens that you can put inside your PC units. And right now, I'm getting this PC ready for transformation to the new rack system, open rack system. And I just ordered some really high fluorescent paints. They're not going to dark, but they're really high fluorescent bright paints. I do want to change the color of the chassis of this case. So basically getting that done. So we're just putting right now on it. This isn't going to be the color of it. I'm just putting some kind of base on it because keep in mind it's a really smooth surface, and we have to have something to be able to attach the coating to the different colors we're going to be ordering. So we're just basically just covering these with something more like a kind of a light primer until we get the other colors that are coming in. The other colors that are coming in are like high fluorescent red, orange, and I ordered orange, yellow, and I think green. I think I did. Once those are done in different colors, then we're going to use a clear UV poly with a kind of a glow-in-the-dark activator that's clear. So anything it hits is going to change that color to a glow-in-the-dark color. That's another way if you want to basically transform your PC. If it's already blue, green, or red, it's not glow-in-the-dark. You can use poly and you can use some of that activator as long as it's clear. It's not basically blue, green, or red because they make an invisible version of that and you paint it onto your case. That makes your case glow. So that's what we're going to be doing with this. But we're going to be painting over these with different colors. So I already ordered everything. That should be coming in soon with the giant button. I should have ordered orange. Did I order orange? I did orange because we got a giant orange button coming through. As in hardware-wise, we do got to do some hardware swaps on these machines because right now the hard drives, graphic cards that we have on here is an RTX 1050s. They play good, but they still got to go. I'm going to do the 3050s on these for these units right here. And power supply on this one is 750, which is good enough for 3050. But power supply on this one over here is only 500, and it's got to go. So that's when going to go over to the vegetable oil cool PC, which you want to work over there. Vegetable cool PC is going to be something interesting because, as I told you before, that when you do a submersible PC in vegetable oil, one of the problems you have is that the heat has to go somewhere. Unlike fans intake, outtake, liquid cooling systems, they have a refrigeration unit which cools down the radiator system, where your vegetable oil, your heat, when it disperses out, will stay in the oil. So you have to figure a way. Usually, if we're not using M2 solid-state drives, we're good on this. Because again, we can take the hard drives, you can put them up top. But this one's going to have an M2 already installed in, and it's going to be in this submersible PC. Which means the M2 is going to generate heat inside that tank. So you can liquid cool the CPU down. That's a way to get around the CPU and do a modification, speed up the RPMs, make it a lot faster to cool down that radiator much faster, but you still have the exposed M2. Even though if it has a heat shield cover on it, it's still not going to work. It's actually in vegetable oil. So again, heat's got to go somewhere. So we're going to build this radiator rack system. We're going to hook a liquid cooling system on it, and it's going to be a system that we can set in the vegetable oil, and it's going to keep the oil nice and cool. So been doing some more research on that. on how we're going to get that done. But I think it should work out quite nicely. It should keep the temperature in it quite nicely. We will have kind of a thermostat in there, sensors in there to give us an idea of exactly how hot it's getting in there. I want to do a comparison with and without it as a test. Now, if this little contraption works, I want to make more of these designs. I found exactly where I can get tons of those heat sink cooling systems that they make for the Dell systems. They have bunches that we could buy. So I want to get a stack of them and convert those. So I do want to study more on liquid cooling system. That's one of the things I told you if you're going to be doing PC builds at the end of the day. One of the things you want to do is you become a master of cooling your systems, because cooling your systems means the longer your system's going to last, the longer your parts are going to be sticking around, and heat will destroy your stuff like there's no tomorrow. So I do want to do a luxury tank. I do want to do one with a professional liquid cooling setup complete with reservoir system, pumping station, the whole 9 yards, and I want to daisy chain it. Drop it from the CPU, GPU, run it to the RAM, and run it to hard drives, and keep all that nice and frosty. So what I want to do with this is I want to do customization for my reservoirs. I do want to get into basic design and building my own reservoirs. Reservoirs can be a bit expensive, so I do want to do that. Another thing I want to get into a different form of modification, radiators. Definitely radiators, because radiators play a big part in keeping your system nice and cool. I do want to get into doing more radiators. I do want a radiator made out of copper. The copper will keep that thing nice and cold. I've seen someone do it with antifreeze, and all the pipes were done in copper. That was freaking impressive. I'm pretty sure it requires some maintenance, but still very, very impressive. But yeah, working with some experience along the way. Some of the other projects we'll be working on, I can't tell you much about it. Ooh, that's still wet. Look at that. Boom! Answer's still wet. Still wet. But yeah, a couple things we'll be working on. I can't explain to you what those experiments are going to be. But if it all goes well, there's a different way of modding cases or whatever way you want to do it at the end of the day. It'd be quite nice. Oh, man. I tell you something. If this M2 works, and we don't have any problems with it on the vegetable oil, since the PS5 is in circulation and we won't have a problem getting that, I'm dropping one of those in vegetable oil. If this M2 does well, I can drop one in vegetable oil. That's the one thing that basically discouraged me from doing a submersible PS5 was the fact that the M2 is right there. I'm thinking, gee whiz, this thing may burn out, it may have all kinds of issues, but it shouldn't have any issues at all, because like a hard drive is going to have a disk, as I said before, and a disk constantly has the speed to read. So if oil gets in that, what happens is that disk is going to slow down and your hard drive is going to start reading. But the M2 doesn't have any form of disk on it. So again, all those circuits and everything, transistors and all that stuff you have on your PC is not affected by vegetable oil. So the M2 shouldn't be either. Which I was looking around trying to find somebody who did it. Hopefully somebody does it before I get a chance to do it. That'd be nice, because that'll give me an idea to go, that'll save me some money. But then again, if nobody does it, then I guess we go forward and do it. See what happens. Just in case, because we do need a hard drive to run the Deep 6 PC submerged. We're going to have a extended SATA cable, just in case if it doesn't work, and then we can basically just use the solid state hard drive, which I'm hoping this does work, because it'd be pretty cool if it does. If it does work, PS5 is going under vegetable oil. Oh, that'd be so much easier to do, because I can drop the power supply, everything right in there. Don't have to worry about it. And since we don't have one with a digital disc on it, we don't even need that disc at all. Period. Just put one with the digital version, drop the whole system in there. It's going to have to be liquid cooled, by the way, because it's going to generate heat. That's the issue right there. It's going to have to. It's got the GPU and CPU combined into one. That's an interesting party right there. I don't know why it doesn't freak people out. That kind of freaks me out. I mean, I like to cool my stuff down the other day, but that freaks me out. You got the CPU and GPU sitting together, like, sheesh. I'm so curious. The only thing I'm curious about November the 7th is someone doing a teardown. I need to see inside this box. I'm praying it doesn't have the cool. It should have 2 fans on it. I know people look at me like, why are you obsessed with this? It needs to have 2 fans on it. There's no way in the world you're going to be able to cool that copper radiator system down there. You're not going to be able to get airflow down there. You can get dust down there. You're definitely getting that. because you're not getting airflow all the way through. There's no way in the world. They needed a second fan down there. You got air pushing in, and you got another fan drawing air out. So any air that's coming in is being sucked right down the corridor. It's being pushed. You're actually pushing that air down by having a second fan in there. You should have two fans. Why do you only have one fan? Why? They have vents on it. I guess the air pushes out through the vent, but that's not enough. You need another fan there to draw that heat out of your system. So even if the fan doesn't get all the way down there, at least you got a second fan to draw heat off that system. The more heat you draw off that radiator system, the better a chance it has of cooling down. So that's a, man, I'm a mod one. I'm just going to get one of my, I might get a couple of them. Because the PS5 at the end of the day, they got them around. They're hard to get one of them. PS5 Pro on the other hand, yeah. But the PS5, I'm going to mod a couple of them. I'm going to do one with the case with a two fan system setup and show you at the end of the day what I'm talking about. Again, put a temperature gauge in there, put sensors in there, show you how cold we can get it in that box. You should have put two fans in there and a much bigger fan. They got, I think it's a 120 millimeter fan sitting on top of that. No. 140. Should have gave you a 140 millimeter fan sitting on top of that. Why? Out of fan control, you can plug stuff up. It'll give you automatically give you the RPMs that are pulling off of it from the door. Modifications. One fan. Which I find interesting because the Dreamcast had a fan on the side of the quarter, and that thing never burned out. Like never freaking burned out. But then again, it's not running the hardware you guys are running today. I think what I'm going to do is, once we get the website built, I'm going to have a tutorial class on a basic build PC. How easy this to do. It's extremely easy to do. Very easy to do. You'd be surprised how easy it is to do. It's not really that hard. And now you don't really have to attach an optical drive anymore because they're useless. I don't work with those anymore. So that's one thing you don't have to worry about. And with the hard drives now, I mean, either way, you can just snap one into your SATA cable and the hard drive and be done, or you can just basically just put one into your M2 and your finished slot and you're done. That's pretty much it. So I'm teaching my sister's son. He's done with console. He's given up. So he's going to go. He wants to try a PC out. So she was asking me about buying one. I said, "Well, I buy it and build that thing at the end of the day, and I could teach him how to do the whole thing." So I'm going to teach him how to build a PC. Simple to do. Snappity snap. You're never going back. And then once you figure out all the mods and stuff, you go to Cool PC, Frozen PC, hop in there, look at all the mods you can do to your machine. You're like, oh my goodness, there's like so much stuff. It's like the overwhelming. If you ever play like a really good Mac game, and you go in there to go suit up your Mac, and there's like 60 versions of a rocket launcher in there waiting for, like, oh shoot. And you got to figure out, like, it's overwhelming like that. Like, it's like that kind of insanity, but it's a good insanity at the end of the day. And what you can do with it. And then next you know, you won't be using cases anymore. You'll be building your own cases out of all kinds of crazy stuff. Because then you figure out exactly once you take these things apart, put them back together back again, you can do whatever you want. And then you become full modern. You become full circle. Yeah. Why is this doing this over here? So we also too got the panels ordered for the 235.1. Can't wait for them to go in. Vroom. They should be in about a few days. I'm going to coat them. I decided I'm going with that magenta. The magenta is gorgeous. Where is the remote control so I can show off our magenta? Let me hear back to the TV. Boom. Boom. That's what I like about our technology. So that's in the way. Boom. Let's get this out of the way. Boom. Wait. Get this out of the way. Food. Boom. There we go. Now I can see them watching. My favorite cartoon is Mr. Bean. I like Mr. Bean. I love Mr. Bean. It's actually one of my favorites to watch. Oh, we're out of this. We don't need any more of that. People find it hard to believe that with this many hours. Yeah. If you had this many projects going off at the same time, you'd definitely be working on something. Always working on something, always building something, always putting something together. So when I'm not on camera, I'm doing crazy stuff like this, and you're kind of like, oh shoot, when did you do all that? You know, last night. Working late in the office, trying to get as much of it done as I possibly can. And have all this stuff set up. Did we order the silver tape for the PC? No, we did not. We have to go get the silver tape. Get the silver tape, Kenneth. Get the silver tape. And be done. Oh, man. Work. Yeah, I'm leaving office late. Somebody just came here from minutes ago. It's a 24 access minute. So, you come in out of here all day, all night, and work out of here. My hours are usually roughly the longest I've been here is 9 o'clock and then I'm out. That's crazy about it. Mostly I'm out of here probably around 6 at the most. But today it's 9. And the reason why is because I got a lot to do. I got to prep all this, get this ready. I still got that paint sprayer coming in, which again is supposed to be in like on November the 5th. Wait to get that here. Because once that comes here, I got to spray the screen for AdTech. I got to spray the glass for the Flex. Because remember, they got to be sprayed on. You can't roll them on. You'll damage the screen. So I got to get all that set up and done. So I'm waiting for the paint sprayer to get here. So while that's coming here, I'm working on this and working on that. Still got to update the website. We haven't put the black versus black demonstrations down on the site yet. I got to put that down over there. Got customer demonstrations that I haven't even put in yet. Got to be at the post office tomorrow to drop off packages. Yeah. That's why I'm up when I come here at 6 o'clock. By the time I come here, do all my updates. So when I come in here, I basically shoot my promo demonstrations, see pop up. Do a couple of live demonstrations. In between that, I'm back on Facebook doing demonstrations, answering questions over there. Then I pop over to the forum sites, got questions over there with our technology, and show stuff over there. Then I take a ton of pictures on this stuff over and over and over again. Picture. Take all those pictures, upload them here, upload them there. Bam. Got 8 different sites I'm uploading pictures to. 8 different sites that I load my stuff to. And then in the middle of all that, we're going to be building a website. A brand new, entirely new website. Exciting. Yes. And that's wrapped around all this gaming technology we're working on. Because me, I'm a big gamer at the end of the day. So yes, I'm going to be developing some insane gaming technology. And for those people in the day think at the end of the day, well, it's not going to be for console. It is going to be console. Because this M2 works. Excuse me. This thing works with the M2? Oh man, I'm definitely going to put a PS system under vegetable oil. I got a beautiful tank I'm going to design for it too. Power supply and everything, all going in. The whole 9 yards. Look it up. Going to put extension cables for all the peripheral outputs in the back so we can have that all and reline it. So I have to take extension cables and run them to the peripherals and then have a separate section that we can push all those different peripherals through like a block so that connects up to the top. Oh, we got it all planned. I want to put them in the vegetable oil so bad. I like seeing them on the vegetable oil. It's beautiful. All the parts moving, everything on the vegetable oil. What kind of theme we're going to do for that? We're going to put on the vegetable oil. Got to do something pretty cool with it. Something underwater, something under ocean, or what you call it. We got to do something cool with it. Maybe a sunken battleship would be pretty cool. I'm sure I could find those instead of the submarine issue that I went through. So what would we use? What would be the theme for the PlayStation? What about a vegetable oil, under vegetable oil submerged cyberpunk display? That'd be sick. You can have a lot of pink and blue neon in there. That'd be sick. Pink and blue neon. Then we should do a cyberpunk display. Like an Atlantis. A cyberpunk Atlantis city. That would be sick. That'd be some pretty colors to come out of that machine. Now for people at the end of the day saying, but I thought you said you don't hate it. No. The PlayStation I hate about it is the fact that they nickel and dime you. That's what I hate. Charging you for the drive, charging you for the stand, all that nonsense. That's what I hate. I don't mind the price. The reason why, because again, if you need one expensive part, you got to pay for it. If I get a 5090, that's a $3,000 car. If I want it, I got to pay that money for it. If I don't, then I got to go someplace else and get something else. But if you want better parts, you got to pay the money. So that's from the door from there. That's what's going to happen. But I just don't like how they nickel and dime. That hard drive situation, come on, that was just bull crap from the end. 600 gigabytes is nothing at all. 600 gigabytes is crap. It's crap. It is crap. And they should have never gave you 600 gigabytes. And the first things first, the Pro system should have been your first system. If you're going to buy a next-gen system, you should have that should have been your next-gen system. That's what it should have been. Not in the middle of your next-gen system, come out with another next-gen system that's not a PS6. That was wrong. They did people dirty on that one. Because mind you, when you want to go buy the system, right, you're leaving the PS4, you're getting the PS5. What did they tell you? They told you were buying a next-gen system, right? So what is this thing at the end of the day? It's far better than the system you had. So that would make this technically the next gen. So what does that make your system at the end of the day? See, that's what I'm saying. Bull crap. At the end of the day, you should have had this one to begin with, not the one you have now. I've never seen that happen. In the history of gaming, I've never seen a brand new system with completely all new different parts just pop up out of nowhere. Maybe one with a bigger hard drive on it, maybe a different case, different color controllers, but it still has all the same parts in it. Maybe a whole new system. So what was the purpose of that nonsense? That was just bonkers. So, no, I just don't like the way they're doing things. I really don't. And then with the scalpers, man, that's a whole nother freaking nightmare literally by itself. Because you got to worry about that nightmare right there. If you can get your hands on the system. So I'm happy with the PS5 alone by itself. If you have the PS5, I wouldn't even bother going out and trying to get the Pro. I wouldn't even touch it. Number one, the reason why is because, again, it's a new system. It's going to have bugs, a lot of bugs. It usually do. People I met that say they never had one, you're extremely lucky because everybody else gets hit with them. And they're nightmares to deal with. Ain't nothing worse than buying a system and find out it don't work correctly. That's messed up. So you still got to go through that bug process. And then on top of that, it's easier to get a PS5 than get a PS5 Pro because, again, they're going to take them all. That's what I'm seeing. That's what I'm perceiving. I see it already at Best Buy. They have my Best Buy. I was checking over there, and they have it at Walmart over there. But consider the fact that, once you learn how to build a PC, you're not going to spend those $700 on a console. Because you're like, what the freak am I paying for that for? I'll build something better than that. Yeah. You choose your own parts in there. So, yeah, it's not worth it. $700 is not worth it. It's nice and all. I'm not paying $700 for a console. I can build a PC that's more powerful than that for $700. What? I read something on the topic. Oh my goodness! Stop it! Stop it! Really, seriously, stop it! I heard somebody saying that the PS5 console is equal to PC now. Really? Come on now! Come on! Stop it! Just stop it! I don't want to put your. I'm not putting your system down, but common sense is common sense, people. Come on. How is it equal to PC? The graphic card is the equivalent of a 4060. And you're equal to PC. You're not equal to PC. You have PC parts. You are, what's the word for it? You have capabilities. But you're not going to be equal to a PC. An elitist setup would crush your system. You know what goes into elitist setups? I used to have one of those things. I think I'm actually building one now. With this case done the real one. I think I'm going to get the i9 processor. An i9 processor for PC would eat your system alive by itself. Remember, i9 processor is far more powerful than your processor. You got a 4060 in there. 4080, 4090, they're much more powerful than your system. 5060, 57, 57, 5080, 5090, more powerful than your system. RAM capability. You have 20 gigabytes on your system. These back here, these machines make do 32. The system I got coming in does 64. You can get a board with dual i7s on it that can literally eat your system alive. On top of that, consider the fact that it could do 256 gigs of RAM if you want on sitting on top of that thing. Hard drive capability, yeah, you can go up to 32 terabytes on a PC. So again, yeah, it's not the same thing. Now, if you're talking about standard PC, like the basic, yeah, definitely, yeah. If you're talking about elitist setups, no. That's a whole category of machine, different category of machine, whole different category of machine. And then on top of that, when you build elitist setups, at the end of the day, you start really thinking like, how much power do I really need to run a game? Because then you think that at the end of the day, like, overkill. Unless you're basically doing your game servers and all that stuff. But still, yeah, I had a PC 2011 board that had 256 on it, a PC 3000 OC, and you start thinking about why did I put all this on here for what? I'm never going to use any of this. A lot of money for a lot of RAM that I never ever used, ever. I was just gaming on the thing. That's it. Yeah, you start coming down to reality, like, I'm just way too much stuff. I didn't need all that. That's like putting a bat engine on your car. When you're really going to be opening up that thing in the city and blast through? Not really, it's not going to happen at all, period. That's why I understand how people buy high performance race cars like McLaren and all that stuff. You can't open that thing up in the city. Oh, heck no. You see what people try to do when they tap the gas, when things take off, and they freaking hydroplane slamming and stuff. First of all, I think before you can drive a high performance vehicle, because literally it is a race car, it is an actual race car, you have to be trained to drive one of those things. A lot of people can't handle it. Other people are killed in those things. That car will kill you. So, they're easy hydroplane. They can take off and flip over. All kinds of stuff can happen to them. I think they shouldn't even sell those cars to people. Like, they should make out a certain license to have one of those vehicles. Like, you have to have a certain license. Hey, get away from that, please. Come on, chop. They should have a certain license that you have to have in order to get one of those machines. You have to be trained to get it. That car is dangerous. You can easily kill somebody else and kill yourself in it. That's the reason why I like Corvettes. I had a friend of mine get decapitated in a Corvette. The engine's right in the front, right? And you're sitting right underneath of it. Like, you're literally sitting underneath this engine. So basically, he struck something, a utility pole, and the engine got pushed right through the dashboard and took him clean in half. So yeah. And it's a race car at the end of the day. That's what you have. People get in cars, don't know how to drive them correctly, you hit that gas through, boom, thing takes off. Can't control. That's why you see a car swerving out of the road, smacking into stuff and everything. Yeah. I think you shouldn't have those vehicles unless you've got a certain qualification to have them. But still, you can't open up that car. You couldn't open that car if you wanted to because you're not trained for it. You're not trained to drive that vehicle. They get them for show. They drive them real slow, show them off and everything. It's just for show. But that's a race car. With Bugatti has 2 engines on it. How fast they travel. They don't hire everyday people to do commercials for that. They get professional drivers to ride those cars. So there's just no point in getting it if you really can't open it up. But you never can open it up anyway. So that's the saying of that term. That's like having all that power on your PC. Because you got a purpose for it, then yeah. But yeah, either way you don't. Wait for my stuff to dry. I got things to do. I'm in here watching. What are we watching? Commercials. I think console gamers get mad when they talk about PC. Like, how dare you? How dare you talk about PC? On console. No, you're protecting. You're not going to be console much longer. You're not going to be. Face it. If you haven't seen what's inside the PS Pro, you are going to be an interesting system. but you're not going to be console anymore. No, you're not. The PS6, if it's higher than what the Pro is going to be, you're really technically not going to be console. You're going to be what they call, maybe you have a name for you called restricted PC. That's a perfect name for it. You're restricted PC. You have PC power, not up to like the Elites yet. Because if you're talking about Elites power at the end of the day, you're talking about expensive equipment at the end of the day. Your machine's going to cost a lot of money. But you're in that range, but you're restricted PC. So that's my new word right there, restricted PC. And those people say, oh, what is restricted PC? You have all some of the parts, but the problem you have is you can't change out all your parts. And you still pay for online subscription. So you're restricted. That's what's going to be interesting. That the more and more these consoles revolve and they're getting closer to being PC, your price is going to go up dramatically by a lot. Because again, they're going to charge you for the parts. That's definitely going to change. Pretty soon, console's going to literally cost, well, as it does already cost as much as the basic PC. So yeah. But anyway, it's going to get much more higher than that. It's going to get a lot higher than that. And then chances are they may nickel and dime you on parts. Like they just did with this other system. They took the disc player off and charged you for it, even charged you for the stand on it at the end of the day. So who's to say they would give you more access to the machine now, saying, hey, look, you touch the RAM now. If you want, you can dabble with the CPU. I see this one coming. But you got to buy our parts only. Because they can't have you going out and buying other parts and putting it to that machine. Like the hard drive, they'll lose money on this. So they have to still keep you under that control of console. So they'll have you buy their parts only. You know, because like the Xbox did it. The Xbox, when it came out, had only its controllers could run through that. They designed it that way so you couldn't basically use any third-party support controllers at the time. You could only use their stuff. Because they didn't want you using third parties. So if they design it where you can give you access to your machine, you can change things around a little bit, like you start now you got the hard drive you can play around with, then who's to say, this is speculation, who's to say that basically they charge you for these parts? Because just to say, just entertain this. Say they give you the ability to go into your console and change whatever you want. You can buy any parts you want and change whatever you want on your machine. What's the point of bringing out a new console system? You can upgrade it yourself. You can't bring out a system saying this is the new PS7. It has better RAM. It has better hard drive capabilities. It has better, but you can do all that yourself. You don't need that at the end of the day. You just build it yourself. Now, it will cut down on the scalpers, yeah, because they can't waste two old systems. You can build one yourself. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's what's going to happen either way. It's just interesting seeing how this thing is evolving and how this thing is going to end up being a restricted PC. Because you're going to pay for the online subscription no matter what. You're going to pay for it. No matter what, you're going to pay for it. So every time I hear somebody with a console system that comes in the room and starts talking about, yeah, man, we got a freaking PS Pro 7, blah, 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 and it's a PC, blah, 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 blah. And I go, no, you got a restricted PC, buddy. You can't change out your parts, you can't upgrade, you can't modify your stuff. If you're caught online modifying your parts for PC, you got a ban coming up, because I know that, I want to do that myself. And on top of that, you're still going to have to pay for that subscription cost. We don't pay for subscription, you will. Do we have to be online and play our games all the time? No, not true. I actually found that out in a couple of games.
Kamala Harris's extreme agenda will hurt states like Pennsylvania most, costing us jobs and forever changing.
Weird. I have a I can play majority of my games offline if I want to. In fact, look, the option pops up and says, hey, you want to play offline? Like, yeah, you don't have to be online to play at all, period. So I don't know what Steam did, but yeah, you can play a majority of those games, even the free ones. You don't have to be online playing. So you have to be online all the time. That's why I like that big screen mode, because the biggest argument was the PC was, well, you got to be stuck to a desk. Oh, no, freak, I don't. I can play with any controller I want. I can button map anything I want. So if I can take your controller, I can get your controller to work on my system. I just button map it. That's it. Sometimes I have an automatic system that automatically button maps it right from the door, so you don't have to do it yourself. So anything I plug in there, I'm good. And the way I'm looking at it now is a lot of the games, only games I don't see on there really popping on there. Xbox is going to be in there regardless because it's Microsoft. You know, you're going to Microsoft. There's always a link to that too. It's going to play a lot of Microsoft games. I see a lot of PlayStation games on there. Nintendo, I don't see a lot of games on there. Nintendo keeps their freaking restrictions tight when it comes to their stuff in the day. And they kind of restrict on their stuff. Oh, but I got a couple of driving games on there that are freaking sweet. Guess what I'm picking up? Steering wheel. Yes. And I got the 235.1. I wanted to check the settings. I can change my settings to widescreen mode. You know, this one look like on a 235.7 driving and cockpit. This one looks absolutely amazing. But anyway, I'm just saying it. I'm not doing it to rub it in your face, console gamers. I'm a console gamer myself. I'm doing modifications for my PlayStation, or I got to order my pan for that thing. But anyway, I'm just giving you the truth, what's going to happen. And you know, if somebody had sat back and told you that the PS5 is going to be hit by scalpers, and they were going to hit the system so bad that it's going to be virtually impossible for you to get one for a very long time, you wouldn't have believed them, would you? But yet it happened, right? But the systems were going to have a really high case of bricking, or burning out all kinds of wrenches and color bugs popping up out of this machine. You probably wouldn't have believed it. But it happened, right? Right there. So, if you've been around long enough to play console games, you would notice that all systems have bugs, including PC parts. That's why 5090 launches, I'm not going to buy that thing right away. I'm going to sit around and wait and see what happens. Like the 4090s when they came out with Catching Fire. So if I bought a 4090 that came out, my system caught fire, that's a bummer, because you know why? My machine's stay on all day. I don't turn them off. I don't have to. They have a refrigeration system on them. They say icy. Extra icy. I'll never turn them off. When I go home, they're on. My pieces at home are on. They're on right now. I don't turn them off. For what? I got a refrigeration system on it. I don't need to. I've got PCs set up. Some of the places I was at, they were on for a solid year. I don't turn them off. Matter of fact, when you turn it off, you can hear the liquid in there. And as we speed up, you hear the liquid pop. Turn it on like it's been mixing, which is right through. I should put a PS5 on these little cases. That'd be kind of cool. It's perfect size too. I think I should have vegetable form. I think I might stick it into a little case, just like that, and carry it around. Put the PS5 logo right on the side of the door. Now, let me tell you something. Some of you don't like it, some of you don't hate it. The PS5 Pro, right? Wouldn't it have been nice if you can actually go into the PS5 and change your graphic card out? For all your parts? Because it means you wouldn't need the PS5 Pro. Because that means you can swap out for better parts. It has a much better graphic card than you do. So you being subjected to sell your system and go buy another system, which is going to cost far more. You could just pull out that graphic card, put a whole new one in there, and be done with it. Probably cost you less than buying a whole new system. This is what I mean about the nickel and dime gaming. Because they do that with PC, and they say, hey, this one's got a bigger graphic card. Hey, let's go buy a bigger graphic card, snatch mine out, put that one in. Ta-da! Done. Now you and the other hand have to buy a whole new console system to do this all over again. You're gonna do the process all over again, all over again, all over again, all over again, all over again. When we get the other hand, just say, hey, it requires what? That's basically about it, like I'm doing on here. All right, no problem. I'm just gonna snatch these off and put it down a freaking 3050 on it, just upgrade it from there, and boom, we're done. That's it. Stuck or something. Probably can hear crystal clear. He's been staring at that wall. Every time he comes in, he goes that straight to that wall and stares. There's a mouse crawling in that wall somewhere. It might be on the other side. His apartment's on